Hi everybody, it's Crystal. Welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to show you how to crochet this beautiful shawl. Now it is not hard at all. It's actually just only a 2-row repeat once you get past the initial rows. But it's made with the fan V-stitch. Isn't that beautiful? It is quite gorgeous. I am partial to the colors on it though. These are some of my favorite colors. Isn't that pretty? So this is what the front looks like. This is the front side, but you could use it any side actually because they both are very pretty. And here's the back side as well. Actually, yeah, both sides are quite gorgeous. So my shawl measures about 60 inches across, and from down here to the point is about 23 inches. And you can make yours as big or as small as you like. Here's what the edges look like. They're nice and clean. V-stitch edges there. So yeah, it looks just really beautiful. I love it a lot. I do. I'm ended up keeping this one. Some shawls I keep, some I don't. So this will probably keep her. Okay, let me set this to the side, and I'll show you what materials and supplies that I used, and then some alternatives if you don't want to use the yarn that I chose. All right. So for this project, this was made with a sheep cheese, I can't say it right, but a woolly whirl. It was just one whole cake. The entire cake was used. Now this is 30% wool, 70% cotton, and it is a #1 weight. Yardage wise, I probably already passed it, didn't I? 1,000 meters, so about 1,100 yards of a 1 weight, and that's what size, approximately that's what size I made it. Now you don't have to use this yarn, and you don't even have to use a 1 weight. You can use a 1 weight, a 2 weight, a 3 weight, a 4 weight. Any of those weights will be just fine, and any brand of yarn and any color of yarn will work. For the yarn that was used, the sheep cheese woolly whirl, the 1 weight, was made with the G, which is a 4.5 millimeter, or sometimes it's a 4.25. Either one of those will be fine. That's just what I used. Now, if you're using a different size yarn, I would probably recommend using the hook that it recommends on the back of your yarn. But if you do want it to be a little bit more drapey, maybe use a hook size bigger than what it recommended. That's what I did for the sheep cheese, hook size bigger than what it recommended. So yeah, so I'm going to be showing you with a different yarn, so it's a little bit easier to deal with. I'm going to be using a 4 weight for my sample. On showing you how to do this. See, this calls for a 5 millimeter. If I was going to make this shawl in a 4 weight, I would use a J, and that's what I'm going to use to show you right now, which is a 6 millimeter crochet hook. So maybe whatever yarn you choose, use a hook size up than what it recommends on the label. How about that? And that'll give you a better drape on your shawl as well. But this is just Joann's Big Twist in the color medium rose. It's 100% acrylic. All right, remember, this is just what I'm using to show you how to do the tutorial. That way it's, you know, I'm not fiddling around with the 1 weight. All right, here we go. Okay, so this particular shawl is worked from the bottom up. So we start at the bottom, and we keep working up out until we get it as big as we want it to be. All right, so we're going to start off with a slip knot on our hook. And we're going to work a chain of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to slip stitch into the first stitch to form a ring. So what I do is I go into that stitch there, and then I always throw my tail over, and I use my middle finger and I put it in between the hook and the chain like that, and then I do my slip stitch. That way it keeps my ring open a little bit wider. Go ahead and give your tail a little bit of a pull, and that way I can work into it better. And then we're going to start off with the chain 1. Now that chain 1 does not count as anything, all right? So it doesn't count. We'll just pretend like it's not even there. Okay, so we're going to work a double V stitch in the ring. So I'm going to show you what a double V stitch is for this particular pattern. So the double V is, we're going to yarn over, we're going to work 2 double crochets through the center of the ring. So there's 1, and there's 2, like that. And then we are going to chain 2, and then we're going to go back into the center of the ring and work 2 more double crochets. So the double V-stitch is 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles. That's how we're going to work the double V-stitch for this particular pattern. And now we're going to go and we're going to work another double V-stitch. Don't chain or anything, just go right through again, and we're going to work 2 doubles, chain 2, back through the ring and work 2 doubles. And that will end row 1. You pull that tail, and later on we can sew up that circle. So that ends row 1, and what you have there is 2 double V-stitches. So we're going to go ahead and start row 2. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work. We are going to skip this first stitch here, and we're going to slip stitch into the next double crochet. And then we're going to slip stitch into the chain 2 space here. So that's how the beginning starts on every row, like that. And then we're going to do a double V-stitch into this chain space here. So we're going to start by chaining 1, which does not count as a stitch. We're going to go back into this space, and we're going to work 2 double crochets, chain of 2, and 2 more double crochets, and that is our double V-stitch. Just like that. Now we are going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to skip all this, and in this last space right here, we're going to work a double V-stitch into this chain 2 space. So we're going to yarn over and go into it, and we're going to do 2 doubles, a chain of 2, and 2 doubles. And that will end row 2. So you got double V-stitch, double V-stitch, which is chain 3 in the middle. So why don't we go ahead and start row 3. My yarn's getting stuck because it was a new ball. Sorry about that. Okay. So we're going to start the same as we did the last row. We're going to chain 1 and turn. We're not going to put anything into this first stitch. We're going to slip stitch into the next double crochet. And then we're going to slip stitch into the chain 2 space. And then we will chain 1 and go back in it and work a double V-stitch. So 2 doubles, chain 2, and 2 doubles, like that. Now we're going to work a chain of 2. 1, 2. All right, so now we're going to work a regular V-stitch in the middle stitch of this chain 3. So I'm going to show you how to do the regular V. So you see the chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We want to go into that middle chain, and we're going to work 1 double crochet. This is what the regular V-stitch is for this particular pattern. A chain of 3. And go back into the same spot and work another double crochet. So the regular V-stitch on here is 1 double, chain 3, 1 double. Now we're going to chain 2 again, and then we're going to come over here to the chain 2 space on the end, and we're going to work a double V-stitch in it. So we're going to work 2 doubles, chain 2, and 2 doubles. So that's always how we end as well, with a double V-stitch. And that will end row 3. See what that starts to look like. Okay, go ahead and start row 4 by chaining 1 and slip stitching over how we always do. So we skip this first double, slip stitch into the next, then slip stitch into the chain space, that, chain one, go back in and work our double V-stitch. So 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles. Like that. Now we are going to work a chain of 2. Like that. Now we're going to work 1 single crochet into the last double crochet of our double V-stitch. So here's the double V-stitch that we did on the previous row. This last double here, we're going to put a single crochet into it. Just like that. And then we are going to put a shell stitch into the next chain 3 space. So right here, now a shell for this particular pattern is 9 double crochets all into the same stitch. So don't do any chains or anything, just go ahead and yarn over and go right through this space of this regular V-stitch, the chain 3 space, and go ahead and work 9 doubles. So there's 1, let me pull some yarn out here. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, there is my 9 doubles like that. And now over here in this double V-stitch, we're going to single crochet in this first double crochet here. So don't do any chains right now. Just go right into this double crochet here, the very first one of this double V-stitch, and single crochet like that. Now we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to go into this chain space right here and work our double V-stitch like we always do at the end. So 2 doubles, chain 2, and 2 doubles, and that will end row 4. So you can kind of see what we have here. That's what it's starting to look like. Why don't we go ahead and start row 5. So we're going to chain 1 and turn our work, and we're going to start like we always do. Skip this first double, slip stitch into the next, slip stitch into the chain 2 space, chain 1, and do our double V-stitch here into this chain 2 space. 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles. That. Now we're going to work a chain of 2. 1, 2, and then we're going to work our regular V-stitch into the next single crochet. So right here, that single crochet we did, we're going to go into that and we're going to work 1 double crochet, a chain of 3, and go back into the same spot and work another double crochet like that. And then we're going to work a chain of 2. 1, 2, and now we need to work a single crochet in the middle of this shell. So we had 9 double crochets, so we're going to single crochet in the 5th one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The middle one, the 5th one, we do a single crochet like that. Chain 2. And then we're going to do a regular V-stitch down here into this single crochet. So we'll go ahead and yarn over, and you go into the single crochet and you work 1 double, chain 3, and 1 more double into the same stitch like that. Now we're going to chain 2, and then we are going to end the same way we always end, into this chain 2 space. We're going to work our double V stitch. 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles. Like that. Now why don't we go ahead and start row 6. So we're going to start like we always do. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work. Skip this first double and slip stitch into the next, and then into the chain 2 space and chain 1 and work our double V right here into this chain space. Just like that. Now we're going to work a chain of 2. 1, 2, and we are going to single crochet again into this last double crochet from the double V stitch from the previous row. So right here. Just like that. And now we're not going to do any chains. We're going to go directly into this regular V stitch, the chain 3 space, and work 9 double crochets. Work our shell. So there's 1. So there's our 9 double crochets, and then we're going to work 1 single crochet into the next single crochet. So this one right here on top of that we did on the previous row. Like that. And then we're going to not chain or anything, and we're going to come to the next regular V stitch here, chain 3 space, and work 9 doubles again. Sorry. Okay, now we're going to work 1, don't do any chains, 1 single crochet into the first double crochet of this double V stitch from the previous row. Now we're going to work a chain of 2, and we're going to go into this chain 2 space and do what we always do at the end, which is work a double V stitch in it. 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles. Just like that. Now in row 6. So that's what it's starting to look like. Okay, why don't we start row 7? So row 7 and 8 are the repeat rows. All right, so it's 2 row repeat. Go ahead and start row 7. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work, and we're going to slip stitch over here like we always do. So we skip this first one, slip into the next, slip into the chain space, chain 1, and work our double V stitch here. Remember, this is row 7, and this starts the repeat pattern. chain 2, and 2 more doubles, like that. All right, now we're going to chain 2, and we are going to put a regular V-stitch into the next single crochet from the previous row. So right down here, we're going to work a double crochet, chain 3, and another double crochet into the same stitch. Okay, and we're going to chain 2. Now we're going to start the repeat of the pattern here for this particular row. So we're going to put a single crochet in the middle of this shell. So it's the 5th one over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We put a single crochet, and then we chain 2. And now we're going to put a regular V-stitch right down here into the single crochet that's in between the shells. So we do a double crochet, chain 3, and a double crochet, and we're going to chain 2 again, and we are going to repeat. So we're going to single crochet in the middle of this shell, so the 5th one over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that, and then we're going to chain 2 again, and we're going to V-stitch into the next single crochet down here, regular V-stitch. So double crochet, chain 3, double crochet. So you would just repeat that pattern all the way across until you get here to your last single crochet of the row, like that. And once you make it to the end, we want to make sure this side matches this side. So we're going to do a chain 2 and end by putting what we always do here at the end in the last chain 2 space, which is a double V-stitch. Work 2 doubles, a chain of 2, and 2 doubles. And that will finish out row 7, and then we will begin row 8, which is the final row of the repeat. So we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. Alright, so we're going to do what we always do at the beginning. Skip this first one, slip stitch into the next double, slip stitch over to the chain 2 space, chain 1, go back into the space right here, and we work our double V-stitch. So 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles, like that. Okay, now we're going to chain 2, and we're going to put 1 single crochet into this last double crochet of the double V-stitch from the previous row. Now we're not going to do any chains. We're going to go directly into this chain 3 space right here, and we're going to work a shell, which is 9 double crochets into this space. Okay, now we're going to start the repeat of row 8. So we're going to go ahead and do a single crochet into the next single crochet, so right on top of the single crochet from the previous row. that. And no chains or anything. We're going to jump to the next chain 3 space or the next V-stitch here and work our shell, which is 9 double crochets again. Now that ends the repeat of the row, so we just repeat again. No chains, single crochet into the next single crochet, so right on top of this one. No chains, we do a shell into the next V-stitch. Alright, so once you make it, if you're repeating these rows and you make it to your last V-stitch here like I just did, this is how we end row 8 and every repeat of row 8. We are going to, don't do any chains, we're going to do a single crochet into the first double crochet here of this double V-stitch from the previous row. Like that. And then we're going to work a chain of 2. And then we're going to do what we always do at the end, which is double V-stitch into the last chain 2 space. And that will end row 8, and that will end the repeat rows. So you just keep repeating rows 7 and 8, and then we'll start to get bigger. And you can do it as big as you want. Like I said, this one was made with one complete woolly whirl, just till there was no more yarn left, ending on a shell row. Every shell row will gain one more shell than the previous row. So if you look, I have 1 shell here, 2 shells here, 3 shells here. The next time you repeat row 8, you'll have 4 shells, and it just has a nice edge on it. And after a few repeats, it'll start to look like this. So I hope that you enjoy my tutorial, and I hope you were able to follow along, okay? It's very easy once you get the hang of it. Remember, if you make this, I'd really, really love to see a picture of it. I'm interested to see what type of yarn you use, what color you use, what weight you use. You show me a picture on my Bagoday Crochet Facebook page or on my Instagram. There's links to both of those below in the description box. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Check out my playlist of over 1,000 other crochet tutorials. Give me a like, give me a share if you can, leave me a comment below, let me know what you think. But until next time, have a good day, guys. Bye bye.